Alright everyone, now today what we've got is a series of videos. It's much like my PT Cruiser timing belt series I had done a while back. This one's actually the timing belt on a 3.5 liter, and the vehicle it's in is a Chrysler 300. The procedure is pretty much going to be the same across the board for the model years 2005 all the way up to 2010. Now this goes for the Dodge Charger as well as the Chrysler 300. So just follow the steps one by one. You'll pretty much get taught from the beginning to the end every aspect you need to know as far as how the belt's routed, how the timing belt marks are, what's the best way to do this, what's the best way to do that, what to look out for. So make sure you watch each one of these individual videos to complete the series. It takes too long to make one particular video. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch an hour-long video, for example. So what I try to do is break it up in smaller pieces, usually 5 to 6, possibly 8 minutes at the max for each section, so that if you need to go do something, use the bathroom, get something to drink, it's there for you. It gives you a little needed break, and then you can come back and check it back out. So definitely check out all the series, all the episodes in this series, so that you won't miss anything whatsoever. So you go ahead, you get comfortable, and get your little notepad out with your pencil, take some notes. And in the meantime, I'm about to get my hands dirty for you. Now, if you look at your mileage interval, either in your owner's manual, for example, you'll see actually when the timing belt is due on this 3.5 liter. This one is due at 102,000 miles or 170,000 kilometers. They've actually even got 102 months on it. I'd pretty much just stick to the mileage more than likely. But I would do anything before there up to this. I wouldn't pretty much worry about going any further over. And the closer, a good round number would be 100,000, just for peace of mind. 100,000 places. In order to gain access to that radiator fan, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove the air filter housing and the little rubber boot going to the intake, mainly because it does protrude over a little bit to where the fan is when we're going to be taking it out. So to me it just makes it easier. The band clamp for the throttle body where the boot goes on is 8mm, and then the bolt that actually holds the box down is a 10mm. We got those out of the way. We got a couple things we got to unhook. We got a rubber hose coming from the driver's side valve cover up to here. We need to pop off the air box. We got the coolant hose coming from the coolant bottle going back towards the back of the block. We need to route that off of there. And then back here we got our air intake temp sensor. We need to squeeze or release the secondary lock and then squeeze down on the primary and get it off. And we're just going to lift straight up. At the same time, we're going to work the boot off the throttle body. Now we get the whole assembly up and out of our way. Alright, so at this point, we're going to work on getting the fan shroud out. Now we got a couple items we still got to take loose. We got the main electrical connector over here that we're going to be taking loose, and we got two 10mm bolts that hold it in place, one on the driver, one on the passenger side. Once you do that, it'll start lifting up. Now when you start coming out, you're going to have to fight just a little bit because you got to get it around the trans lines that are right here on the driver's side, and you still got your upper radiator hose. So you're going to take a little time getting it out. It might be a tight squeeze. It will come out. Just give it some chance. Now we'll just move over to getting the two 10mm off. Now we'll move over to the main connector. Sometimes what you need to do is pull it off of the shroud. It's held in place with a little plastic fastener. And then that way you can squeeze the main connector real good and pull it to the side, and there you go. Now just reroute the portion I'm not going to be taking off to the side there. As you can see, the fan's moving a lot now. So now we can start trying to lift it up. And like I said, you'll start trying to, I like to try to get it over the radiator hose first. So I got an angle, come up, and as I'm coming up, I kind of watch it. And there we go. That one actually wasn't too bad. some of the vehicles like the Hemis are a little bit tighter. You'll have portions of the pulleys and all that kind of rub up against it kind of hard. So now we got the fan out of the way. Now it's a little, with the clearance, it's a little hard to get the camera directly down in there before you see everything, but I try to get the best I can as far as showing you. Here's your upper radiator hose. Now we've got our belt right here. The next step we're going to do is take the belt off. Now, as you can see, the tensioner down here, that's what we're going to have to release. Now, it's got a access in it, which is a 3/8 drive square, so you can actually put your 3/8 ratchet on. And we're going to actually be rotating it clockwise. So add a little pressure to it. As we do, we'll start taking the belt off the necessary pulleys till we get enough slack where we can release that tensioner. And there we go. Now we can get our ratchet off. We can go ahead and start taking the belt completely off, because in this job, there's no need in leaving it on there. We're actually taking so much off that it's going to be in our way. So now we're going to work on getting to the two pulleys. We got an idler pulley right here, and we've actually got the tensioner. Now that idler pulley is going to be a 13 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and proceed to getting that off. Now we move over to the actual tensioner itself, and that's going to be a 15 millimeter bolt in the center there that we'll have to take off. Now when it comes down to the power steering pump, we're going to leave it in place. We've got enough clearance for this upper cover to come off, so we don't have to worry about that. The only other thing we're going to worry about taking out as far as the front would be the harmonic balancer. Otherwise, AC, power steering, alternator, they're fine. They're out of the way. They're not going to affect anything. But one good thing about having that fan out now in the belt, now we can get access to the radiator drain a whole lot easier, so that we can go ahead and start draining the coolant out and get this upper hose out of our way. So then we can proceed to removing the covers as well as the balancer.